How's it going, Talk Forest TV? My name is Jack, and welcome to my review of Nottingham Forest versus Burnley that's just finished at the City Ground. So yeah, we're out of the Carabao Cup in the first, in the first round that we enter in, the second round of the competition. And yeah, I'm a bit disappointed, I can't lie. Like I mentioned in the last video, I'd love Forest to go on a running a cup run. We did so well last year, getting to the semi-final. But unfortunately this time it wasn't meant to be, and it's a shame because I think it can offer an opportunity to bring some much needed kind of confidence, I guess you could say. Last season, we did so well in the cup, it kind of took some momentum onto the league performance, the way that we were playing kind of around that January time. We picked up a couple of good results in the league, which you could say was helped by the League Cup form. But we're out of the cup, and I'm not going to sit here and say the cliche, "Oh well, it gives us a chance to focus on the league." It does, and that's a fact. It does do that. But I'm slightly disappointed that we're out. But at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. We're not expected to win the cup, but like I say, I'm left feeling a little bit disappointed that we couldn't go a bit further on in this competition. And it wasn't a good game. I listened to it on BBC Radio Nottingham, on the Forest website. Actually, I wanted to go to the game, I really did, but circumstances meant I couldn't, unfortunately, which is a shame. But hopefully I can get to City Ground in the near future. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the game, it sounds like it wasn't really one that I would regret missing, if I'm honest. Both teams, in large parts of the game, not really, too much happened. Both teams were kind of feeling each other out. Burnley had the possession in the way that they would expect under Vincent Kompany. I feel like, it was described by someone quite well on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it now. He said that it has the feel of that early season cup game where both sides, aren't really too fussed what kind of happens. They'd like to win, but at the end of the day, it's not really, as important as a league game, for example. And I think you got to try and take positives from it, and I don't think there was really a lot of negatives or positives. Really, it was kind of just a bit of a nothing game. That the only shot on target in the whole match turned out to be a goal, which is fantastic. But the positives are we did have a spell in the game before they scored where we were looking to try and go forward a bit more, be a bit more creative, and try and send men forward. And we were going for it, brought on some positive signings. Johnson came off the bench, and I think it was Steve Sutton who was in commentary with Colin Frey. He said that, he felt like if a deal had already been agreed for Johnson, then there's no way that, say, Spurs would have let him start in this one. So there are kind of positives with him starting, or not starting, sorry, coming off the bench. I think that shows, that there's a not something already agreed with another club, because I feel like, I say, if Spurs had agreed something with him, or Chelsea or whoever, then they would have said, please don't play him in this one, keep him fit, and then we'll get him, or sort of keep him as he is, and then we'll get him down for a medical and assess him that way. So again, that is kind of positive. That is something that we can take a little bit positive from. But yeah, something that they touched on in commentary was the pressing. I think Muric had the ball quite high up for a goalkeeper, and Chris Wood would go and press, but not anybody else along with him. And if we're gonna press, if the trigger is played by Chris Wood, everyone then needs to sort of descend on Muric and give him as limited amount of opportunity to play a pass as possible. If we could do that, then we could look to force a few errors. But I think looking at the game, Like, if it was a league game where, you know, there was 3 points on the line sort of thing, I feel like we would have gone and done that. Given the fact that it was only a League Cup tie, you know, it wasn't something that maybe we were too intense on doing. Too kind of, it was something we really needed to work out and do sort of thing. I'm not too kind of concerned about the league game. You know, you can say, "Oh, you lost this one. Does that mean you're going to lose in the league?" I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's different circumstances in a game like this. I feel like there'll be a lot more more intensity in our play in the league game. A lot more sort of in it. So, you know, I'm not feeling too worried about that. I think it'll be a totally different match in terms of that sort of thing. A higher tempo and stuff like that. But, you know, it's disappointing that we're out of the Cup. It's not the end of the world. I'd like to have gone on a Carabao Cup run. But like I mentioned in the last video, first season under Cooper, we were out of the League Cup really early, went on a good FA Cup run. So hopefully, you know, last season, good League Cup run, bad FA Cup run. So hopefully it's going to switch around and we'll do well in the FA Cup. But, you know, a bit disappointed, I can't lie. But hopefully, you know, we put that behind us and go to the Chelsea game and we play quite well and make a good account of ourselves. Montiel started his first game for the club. Diakate started his first game of the season. Santos started as well, which was really good. So there's positives in that. Hopefully, you know, they got some good experience under their belt. Something that Sutton as well did mention in commentary was the fact that it looked like a bit of a group of players who were just sort of thrown together for that specific game, which was something that was levelled at us last season. So hopefully today was a way of sort of getting them a bit more familiar with their surroundings and the players that they're going to play. I feel like for the Chelsea game, it will be more of a steady, more of a recognised starting 11 for Forest. You know, we did sort of make sure a few players were rested in, like Johnson and Tyro, which I'm happy with that. You know, that's a positive. No one got injured. Those who had to come on, no one got injured. So I'll take that. But yeah, overall, you know, look, I'm disappointed that we're out of the Cup. But at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. Some good moments in the game in terms of getting players on the pitch and players back from injury. Felipe was back in the squad, which was a real positive. Hopefully we can see him feature in a couple of weeks' time, maybe after the international break. But overall, you know, I'm disappointed, but I'm not too downhearted. I'm not too beaten up about that. It would have been nice to have gone to the cup run, but it's not the end of the world. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, smash the like button, subscribe if you are new around here. Let us know what you thought of the game. It was a bit of a nothing game, really, not too much to really discuss. You know, look, it's not the end of the world. Like I say, it's a shame, but look, it would have gone either way. It was a tight game, and we didn't play particularly badly. They didn't play particularly good. It was just an average match. And unfortunately, we didn't quite get the victory, but it doesn't matter. We can, like I say, the cliche, we can focus on the league now, so all is good. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Like I mentioned, if you did enjoy it, smash the like button, subscribe. If you are new around here, thank you for watching, and come on, you Reds.